Hello everyone, welcome to today's stream. I'm gonna start just a little early because I have nothing to do for these few more minutes before the stream starts, so I decided to just hop on now. Welcome to the stream, Eric. Glad to see you're here. I think Nolark's still here. If not, that's totally fine. Today is definitely a lot different. As you can see, the table is laid out way different. These are all of the containers from both of the Acromill drawer cabinets that I bought. So there's f- 48. Oh, thanks, Eric. Yeah, we're getting really close to 100 subs. I'm super excited. I'm super excited for us to reach that because at 100 subscribers, I'll do another mock contest. It'll probably be, if we do reach 100 subs by September 1st, it might be a little bit before I start the other contest, just because the one that's currently running right now ends around that time. So it'd be like back-to-back contests, and I don't quite want to do that. So hope you guys can hear the music. It's a little quiet, or a little bit more quiet, I believe, than last time. Just because I had to turn down my volume for the Republic Commando stream. What up, survivalists? Welcome to the stream. I don't really have, because the Acromill containers are smaller, I don't really have a good spot to put my phone so I can actually see chat. So, I guess I'll just have to put it over here. So you guys can you guys can technically see yourselves in the thing. No music for you? Alright, let me see if I can fix that. It's probably just because it's way quiet. There's music for the survivors. Okay, so maybe you just gotta, here, I can fix it on my end though. I can just make it louder. There you go. It's about 20% louder now. So I don't really have anything to share or talk about for this little kind of pre-stream stuff. Hey, Embert Productions, welcome to the stream. I just watched your first episode of your building series. What is it, Ringo Virda or something? Yeah, I literally just watched that before I started the stream. Is that... So what is that planet actually? Like, I don't remember that planet at all. Yeah. The only thing I kind of have to show off beginning of the stream, so enough of my Brinklink orders have showed up to where I can make one of my prototype 212th troopers, and this is what he looks like. For those of you who didn't see the post on Instagram, let me see if I can get him in the center of the shot. Oh, come on. This is so weird because of the delay. Oh, come on. Let's see if I pull him back, he'll look a little bit better. If I get it closer to the camera, will it actually focus on him? We'll see. Anyway, that's pretty much all the best I can show you. So it uses a Clone Army Customs helmet for Phase 1 animated orange helmet. I forget how they listed it. It's kind of a weird listing for it. Then it just uses a normal Phase 1 animated, or I just uses the normal animated clone torso. Then I gave it orange arms, and then it's just the normal black and white legs. It looks a little weird. Like, you probably saw it, well, I'll show it again. So you can't actually see the black head I've given this trooper under the helmet, because the helmet is angled on the side, if you can see that. Yeah, you can kind of see that. Oh. You can see that angle in the helmet. So that front of the helmet's actually lower than the back of the helmet. So it hides the blackhead underneath, so you can't see it. So it looks just a little weird compared to the official LEGO helmet. So I'm trying to decide if I want to continue to go with Clone Army custom helmets for those clone troopers LEGO never made as an official figure, or if I should go and try and find some either a custom maker or a company that's a custom maker to see if anyone else has any of the official LEGO clone helmets that have the right markings in the right spot. No, Eric, it's not in space. If it's where Tup accidentally, or where his chip malfunctioned, it's actually on a planet, I'm pretty sure. Or it's on a space station. Nice. By the end of the stream, I will probably make you a moderator, TechBot. We'll see. You'd have to show me some examples of the decals you've done, because I know you mentioned in your video the last ones you did kind of messed up, and no offense, but I don't want my clones to look messed up, if that makes any sense. But thank you for the offer. I'm thinking of, I can't really grab one at the moment, but so those, and back in 2013 when LEGO made those 501st Troopers, and they have that special leg printing, I'm thinking about maybe seeing if anyone's made any custom printed legs, or there's decals out there for that specific print on the 501st Troopers that doesn't have the blue markings, so I can give that leg detail to all of my plain animated clone troopers and like the clone pilots and stuff like that. No pressure. But let me actually grab something before we start the stream. I should have left it out, but I put it back by accident. So let me grab that and I'll be right back. So it's probably a bit hard to see what this is, so let me try and get this in the closer to the camera without these dudes falling off. But on the left side of the modified 1x2, that's an entire platoon of movie-style clone troopers using the lieutenant and the clone sergeant figures. On the right is almost a full platoon of Phase 1 animated clone troopers. My goal for my army building project is to have a platoon of all of these guys, so I need to finish off this row right here and get 4 more helmets, and then to make platoons and squads of every clone trooper, like besides all the named ones. Like I want all the named ones as well, but those will be like single figures. Of all the unnamed, I want a platoon or a squad of all of the clone troopers, all of the battle droids, all of the Imperial Stormtroopers and variants, and all of the First Order Stormtroopers and variants. Platoons and squads. So, from my research, the Legends number and the new canon number for platoons and squads are the same. Clone Troopers in canon is 41 for a platoon, and for a squad is 10. For Imperials and First Order, since the First Order are basically copycats of the Imperials, a platoon is 50, and a squad is 10 still. Battle droids, right now I need to redo my research on, but I believe they have the same numbers as clone troopers, so a squad is 10 and a platoon is 41. So let me put these guys away. Or at least out of the way for now. But yeah, that's my goal. So if any of you guys know some really good places to go on the internet to find different clone troopers, battle droids, stormtroopers, and the like, let me know. Either in the chat or you can message me, whatever. So, like, this guy, for instance, I've been showing off as my prototype. I'd like to get a whole platoon of these guys led by my Commander Codys that I've got. Right now I've got 2 Commander Codys in Phase 1 animated style. But the goal for, like, Commander Cody and other name clones, like, Commander Cody technically has 3 different armors that he shows up in. So he's got his Phase 1 that's an animated. He's got his Phase 2. There's a Phase 2 animated style that he shows up in the Clone Wars show with. Then there's the Phase 2 movie style that he shows up in. So Commander Cody, I would have hoped... The goal is to eventually have, like, 3 of him. One as the animated Phase 1. One is the animated Phase 2. And one is the movie Phase 2. Captain Rex, same deal. Commander Cody... Or Commander Wolf, the same deal. Commander Gree, the same deal. All of that, so... Oh, okay, so I guess I changed the number for canon. I'm going the canon route, though, mainly because I think it's a little bit more impressive for 41 instead of 37. My day's been alright, thank you for asking, TechBot. How's your day been? How was the beach? Did you get sunburnt and all that stuff again? But, alright, you guys came here to see some sorting, so let's start. This container is the one I'm working on right now. I did a lot of it yesterday. And I finished a different container. So I finished one container yesterday, and we're gonna finish hopefully 2 more today. This one and one other one probably. It's probably hard for you guys to see, but some of these containers that are right here, yeah, you can't even see those, I don't think. Some of these containers on the right of the microphone are almost full already, and I've only gone through 2 of these containers, so yeah. Were you trying, though? Were you trying, TechBot? I don't know, I wouldn't really worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. It's gonna be hard for me to reach some of these parts, so... If you see this Phase 2 type of sorting, you'll most likely see my face quite a bit, depending on which container I'm trying to reach. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying platoons and squads. Null arc. As I think we talked about this before. That's why I'm doing platoons and squads, because the number for in canon for companies doesn't make that much sense, because there's like an additional 20 troopers that show up for some reason. So I'm doing platoons and squads because that actually makes sense, because in canon right now a squad is 10 clone troopers with like 9 normals, 9 shinies, and a sergeant. And then a platoon is 41, 4 squads and a lieutenant. So that's where I'm going with that. Maybe it'd be best if I move this. That way I can actually like see chat while I'm picking up parts. I also might occasionally mute my microphone here and there because I have a couple of snacks I'm going to try to get through this stream. That way I'm not starving as much while I do this. Because again, I wasn't able to get lunch prepared before the stream. Oh man. Sorry, Benny. Apparently Nightbot did not like what you said, but welcome to the stream, man. I haven't seen you in a bit. If Nightbot keeps being dumb, I'll turn him off. How could you? Welcome to stream, Benny. That's probably what happened, Nolark, is someone was just trying to copy over the numbers and accidentally probably mistyped a few. But that's why I'm doing platoons and squads. Because they actually make sense. Because, like, one good example is during the Rookies episode with Domino Squad. You can tell there's about 10 troopers in that whole action sequence when the commando droids attack. There's about 10. So I'm going to go with 10 for a squad. So that would make sense then if the next number is like 41. So those two numbers make sense. Then going up from like platoons and stuff, that's where it stops making sense. But yeah, Nightbot's out for blood. I don't get why. He just really doesn't like something that a lot of people do. I feel like I missed some things people were saying. Oh yeah, I missed your joke, Eric. That's an okay joke. I'd try harder next time if it were me. Just saying. I liked it. I still like it, don't get me wrong. That's honestly probably what happened, Nolar. One good thing though about the way I'm doing it, so if you saw, 2 platoons basically fill up an entire green base plate, which is the medium-sized green base plate. So I'm totally fine going with the cannon numbers on it because it actually really fills up a base plate. So just a little bit before stream, I'm trying to prototype kind of a stand for my different things. Right now I'm using, let's see, so I've got that one I showed off that's almost full. I've got one more medium green base plate that's almost full. Then the rest are pretty empty, but the goal is to try and fill them. The other one that's mainly filled up... The other one that's mainly filled up... Do I put these in here? Yeah. The other one that's mainly filled up, if I can finish my sentence, is mainly different squads of like my other Clone Sergeant minifigures, my Bomb Squad figures, my Clone Pilots, and I got my Clone Gunners on there. I've also got my movie style Clone Captains and Commanders on there and stuff like that. So that one's almost filled up. Well, it's decently filled. Not as much as it could be though. Not as much as the one I showed off on stream so far, so. Benny, my beard is as grown out as it will grow. I've had this beard for most of the summer and this is where it stopped. It won't grow. Or are you talking about my army? Which one are you talking about, my dude? If you're talking about my beard has grown out as far as it will go. If you're talking about my army, I'm trying to. If you guys have any tips and tricks of how to find some clones and battle droids and stormtroopers for decent to cheap prices, let me know, because I'm gonna need it. I saw the Brick System Brothers posted a video today of how to do bulk, how to buy cheap bulk Lego on eBay, and it was actually very informative and so forth. So if you are curious about that kind of stuff, I'd check it out. It's a good video. Just go to their channel and you'll find it. But there we go. All right, that one's completed. I'm just gonna throw it on the floor and grab the next one. Yo, would that be? Okay, that's what Nightbot's going after for. Oh, come on. I just need to clear out all these notifications I keep getting. Yeah, that's why I said, no, like, I'm stopping. The highest number of a specific group I'm gonna go is a platoon. Because the numbers don't make sense if you go any higher. So right now we're doing phase 2 of my Megasort tech bot. So right now we're doing the plate part. And every single one of these containers you see is a specific part. So like this container right here is only for 4x6s. This one is for 1x3 winged parts. Some of these have multiple, like this one is mainly the 4x4 wings and the 3x3 wings, and also the ones that are curved instead of being sharp and stuff like that. But my goal is to try and get every part to have its own container. Right now that goal is only going to be accomplished by the plates and probably special, and maybe the bricks, depending on what color those bricks are. That's what, you probably can't see them, but I got some storage for bricks back there behind these cups. And yeah, so that's the goal for phase 2, but it's going to take a while. Favorite video game is a tie between Republic Commando, which is why I'm starting to stream that one. Classic Battlefront 2, EA's Battlefront 2, Minecraft, and Terraria. Those are like my top 4. So that's what I was trying to do too, Nolark, is I was like, oh, I'll try to make like a battalion and stuff. And then I saw the numbers were messed up in canon. And I was like, never mind. I'll just go with platoons. And I'm glad I am doing platoons in, for the way that I'm doing my project, where I'm trying to get a platoon or a squad of every unnamed clone trooper. And a figure for every instance of a named clone trooper. Like Commander Cody's got 3 different variants of his armor. He's got his phase 1 animated, phase 2 animated, and his phase 2 movie style. I am glad I'm doing platoons and squads instead of battalions, because it would take much longer to fill out a battalion. Especially since the resurgence of the Clone Wars with the final season coming out recently. Clone troopers have gone up in value so much because there's a high demand for them. So it's being a little bit harder to do those. And unfortunately for me, I'm a big fan of the Clone Wars as well, so I wanted to start to do my army building with the clones first. If I can get other deals for other of the like stormtroopers and battle droids, I'll take them. But right now I'm really trying to focus on the clone army first. But I'm running into some roadblocks, and I have to do a bunch more planning out with. The battle droids mainly, at least B1s that are tan, I've got most of those. I'm pretty sure I've got a platoon of those guys already. I just gotta double check. But most battle droids Lego has never made as a figure, so those ones are all gonna have to be custom. I have been seeing some people have made custom super tactical droids, which makes me kind of happy because most of those guys are named, so I only ever need one of them. Same with just tactical droids. Most of them are named. So for the way that I'm doing it, I only need one. And I have the one that came in that one set from like 2012. So I've got that guy. Welcome to the stream, Clone Commander. I almost missed you. Hope you're having a great day, man. What have you been up to? Right now we're doing phase 2 of my Megastore. By the way, anything that doesn't fit in any of these other containers, I've just been putting in here so you can see like what's going to need to be sorted out later. But yeah. Nice. Where's my... I think I just threw those in there. Like, I've already had to make compromises. Like, I've already had to combine some different variants of the 4x4 plate together and other things like that. So, yeah. Thank you all for being here in the stream. I think this is getting close to the record for the amount of people here, which is awesome. So, let me do some plugging then, I guess. If you enjoy what you watch and you know other people who'd enjoy this type of content, please bring them over. I'd love to be able to grow this community. Thank you for the congratulations on the 70 subscribers. I'm super happy about that. The goal, so I had a milestone for 50. We reached that, so I'm doing that mock contest already. That's being run right now. I believe, if I remember right, I said it ends either the last day of August or like the week before. I can't remember. I gotta relook. So if we can reach 100 subscribers, either by the goal on the bottom of the green bar on the stream, or if we just reach 100 subscribers in general, I will be hosting another mock contest. And hopefully those of you who weren't able to enter this one that's running right now, you'll be able to enter the next one. Because the mandatory minifigure is going to be changed to a mandatory part, which will hopefully be a lot more accessible to everyone, because I'll try to pick a part that's really common. The goal is just to do something unique with that part, which was the goal for the minifigure that I made mandatory in this first mock, is just to do something unique with them. So I'm excited for those of you who are able to enter that one to see what you do with that figure. And I'm excited for whenever we can do the second mock contest, what you guys do with the mandatory part that I choose for that one. I don't think so, Nolark. Not that I'm aware of. I'm streaming today, Wednesday, Thursday night, and Friday. Thursday night's my special Republic Commando stream. The other streams are Lego streams. Then I'll be streaming again next Monday, and I think that Tuesday night as another Republic Commando stream, and that's it for my streams for like the week, because that week is the week that I move up to university, and at the moment I don't have too much actually prepared or packed for that, so I need that week especially to get some stuff together. And then I'll move up, and then hopefully the week after I move up there, I'll be able to get back into the streams and stuff. Videos will still continue on the channel, which is also why that week doesn't have too many streams going on, because I want to try to backlog some videos for you guys. Yeah. You and a few of the other Lego Star Wars creators are the reason why I scheduled so many streams in advance. It's just so we don't overlap each other again, and also because I didn't know if I'd have time throughout this week or next week to schedule them anyway, because of how busy I'm pretty sure I'm going to be. So I just scheduled a bunch of them ahead of time, which I have heard from a few people looks a little confusing on the channel, but it's just what I kind of had to do, unfortunately. Yeah, I like it. It looks... I'll have to look at a picture, but from my memory of what Cal Kestis looks like, it looked pretty good. Brick Whisperer. I didn't have a chance to actually watch the video, I just saw the thumbnail, so it looked pretty good though. There it goes. I'm going a little bit slower, just because it's taking me a little bit more to identify certain parts. But let me pull back some parts and try and pull out all of the specific type. As you can probably tell, that one container I'm putting a bunch of the large wing pieces in is already filling up. I'm not sure how many more I can put in that. Also running into an issue that some of these more unique parts I don't have a container for. Like these super long 2x whatever plates, I don't have a specific container for, so I'm gonna have to combine them up with another plate that's about that length. The container I'm putting them in, it has plates that are 2 studs shorter, but it's what I got to do for now. Ooh, got a more somber medieval song. Interesting. If you have some ARC troopers that have like the phase 1, phase 2 like hybrid armor, that's a good way of maybe doing a transition. I was thinking in the future, if I do a series like that I have like running from phase 1 to phase 2, I think maybe I was thinking maybe I'd have all those clones in that squad I was kind of thinking of doing a series on. would be called back to Camino, and they would just have there'd be a scene where they just go into like a armory room and they just pick up the new armor or whatever. Either that, or you could maybe have it to where it's like a Christmas kind of like episode where in the box they open it up and it's their gift is phase 2 armor. Let's see who just joined. Welcome to the stream, Brickfilm Ben. I am doing great. Had a good day so far. Woke up at 6:30 again today. Mainly because I was, at that point of the morning, I was already tossing and turning in my bed. And my alarm went off, so I just figured I'd get up and go. See TechBot, have good luck. That's what I'm trying to say. Good luck on your recording and stuff. So, see you around, TechBot. Yes, I haven't made. Hopefully, I have time this week. There should be one that goes out this Thursday. There would have been a new one already out on my channel recently, but the problem is I accidentally deleted it before I uploaded it when I was trying to clean up some space on my on my computer for some more extra storage. Even though I didn't need to, I kind of felt like I needed to clean up anyway, but I got to gotta re-edit that one and put it back together, which hopefully won't be too hard. We'll see though. I had quite a bit of some sound effects going on in that one. Okay. I will say I am glad they kind of made that distinction in the Clone Wars show. Like all those ARC troopers were technically wearing 1.5 armor because they were like top notch. So the Camino ones felt like they could give them the responsibility of testing it out, and then eventually everyone got phase 2. I thought it was kind of interesting that like 5s mainly as far as I remember, 5s continued to have the 1.5 armor, and then he died. And then Jesse, if you haven't seen season 7, this is a little bit of a super minor spoiler, is an ARC trooper, but he's got like phase 2, like straight up phase 2 ARC armor. So I just thought it was interesting, like, and it probably makes sense because they just didn't think about it at the time, but like 5s continue to have 1.5, like phase 1.5 ARC armor, and then Jesse ends up with phase 2. So it's just like, interesting. Did 5s have a trim fin at before he died, like during some of those episodes? Did he actually have a shaved fin or no? I'm pretty sure Jesse was just using his straight up phase 2 helmet. Maybe painted it a little bit, or maybe it was a specialized phase 2 helmet. I don't know. I haven't looked that much into that specific aspect. I will definitely when I start trying to get those guys in my army building project. Alright, see you, Brick Whisperer. Thanks for being here. Have a great rest of your day. I would say well, they kind of explain it. The reason is like, you don't want your best soldiers dying. Whereas all the other, and it's kind of explained this way in Republic Commando, even though it's Legends. It's kind of still the same reason. They gave the Republic Commandos better armor than the rest because the Commandos were going to be doing more dangerous stuff. Whereas, yes, the normal, shiny rest of the Clone Army would be doing dangerous stuff too, but especially the Clone Commandos were doing even more dangerous stuff, so they'd need better armor. More useful tools in essence because they're their blaster can have so many different variants of it and stuff like that. So I think that's kind of what they were going for, also in the canon as well. But I think the other reason for that though as well is just, I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like the reason is probably just because they have, since the Clone Wars show was produced after episode 3, they have to make sure that clones still look the way, all the regular clones that aren't named, like Commander Cody or Gree or the other commanders, all end up looking the way they should in episode 3. So that's probably an out-of-universe reason, and an in-universe reason is probably just because the Kaminoans treated the clone troopers as products, so the more product they can produce, the more money they would get, which is kind of grim. Also, most of the galaxy treated clones basically just as living battle droids, so not that much better than just someone treating a battle droid. So, like, it didn't really matter that the clones weren't wearing the best of armor. But yeah. I don't know. That's a good point. If you find out an actual in-universe answer for that, because I kind of made up mine. But if you find an actual in-universe answer, let me know. So now I'm a little bit curious, but I don't have the time to look into it. Got lots of YouTube and real life stuff to work on. Oh, Fives did have a shaved fin on Umbaro. Maybe I just don't remember that small detail. I'll have to, when I actually get back to there in my rewatch of the Clone Wars, I'll have to see. Right now, I'm still in about halfway through season 2. I haven't had any sleepless nights yet, where I could just stay up and finish and watch more. I'm not sure when I'll be able to do that again either, though. I might have to start just watching one episode a day, which is kind of frustrating, because when I sit down and watch that show, I want to watch that show, kind of binge it a little bit, which is bad, but that's just how it is for me for the Clone Wars show. So pretty sure I tried to answer that question from you, Brick Film. Maybe I answered that first and then reread some chat. I don't remember now. Yeah, that's probably what I did. And 2 is 1.75 armor. That's a good way of calling it. His modified Phase 1, Phase 2 armor. I do have the official LEGO Phase 2 Commander Rex. But the problem is the official Phase 2 helmet doesn't allow for the clone the helmet attachment. So I'm going to have to probably get a custom helmet anyway, just so I can give Captain/Commander Rex his rangefinder, so he actually looks like how he's supposed to. But the official helmet print for Captain Rex actually looks pretty good. All it's missing is that dang rangefinder. If they just found a way to actually incorporate the rangefinder into that one, it would be perfection. But they didn't, so gonna have to get a helmet for that guy. As we're going through this, you can probably tell some of the sets are in this. Like, this has Director Krennic's shuttle in it. All the parts from that. That's where these, like, black triangle wings came from. All these massive 2x-whatevers, plates that are super long came from that. All these black wings like this came from that. So, a bunch of stuff. Alright, see you, Eric. Hopefully you'll be able to make it back. If not, thanks for being here. Have a great day. Good luck on all your mock projects and stuff. Yeah. If any of you guys have questions for me, let me know. This is a Q&A stream as well as a LEGO sorting stream, so let me know if you got any questions, either about me or about this channel. Oh, actually, that might go into this container. Nope, that does go there. Okay. My 2x4 and my 2x6 containers starting to overflow. I might have to grab a bag to put future parts in. We'll have to see. My goal is to avoid having to put parts in bags, but I'm gonna have to put probably the excess amount of parts I got into bags, because we still got at least 4 I think, more containers of just plates. So I'm gonna have to start pulling out some of those big bags that had sets in them and put parts in them instead. That's what I thought. Like I said though, I could be wrong. It has been a number of years since I've last seen the Umbara arc. It's just people talk about that arc so much. I feel like for a while I felt like I haven't had to go back and watch it quite yet, because people talk about it so much. What I do remember from watching it the first time, I still can kind of remember most of what happens, because it seems like everyone loves that arc, which is for good reason. It's a good arc. I did find out something interesting though. As far as I could tell, when I was rewatching episode 3 and time stamping every time a clone trooper would appear on screen, every unique clone trooper would appear on screen, as far as I could tell, it looks like the 212th actually appear on screen more than the 501st in episode 3, which is interesting to me, because mostly everyone's favorite legion / group of clones is the 501st, but they actually show, as far as I could tell, they actually show up less than the 212th. 212th during the Battle of Utapau, and other scenes here and there, like when they're on their Venators, or when you see those 2 airborne troopers behind Obi-Wan and Anakin when they're talking before Obi-Wan heads off. 212th show up more. Or rather, I should probably be saying the 7th Sky Corps to also include the airborne troops in that number, or in that group as well, but in general, the 212th, as far as I could tell from my time stamping, show up more than the 501st in that movie, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, they literally only show up, if I remember right, they literally only show up during the Operation Nightfall stuff and the siege on the temple. That's it. And then when Obi-Wan and Yoda go back to go fix the beacon in the temple and stuff, that's it. So they definitely show up more in the Clone Wars show than they do in the movie. Something I didn't realize though about season 7 is the clones with Mace Windu have unique markings for his group. As far as I can tell, they're like more purple, I think. So I guess eventually he does... I guess eventually he does get his own group, because technically for most of the war, from my research, he's in joint command of the 91st along with a couple of other Jedi. And the first commander of that group was Commander Pons, then he dies, then Commander Neo takes over. I'm still bummed after all these years that they killed off Commander Pons, but it made sense because they had to eventually do something with Pons so that Commander Neo could be in charge of the 91st. This is not a plate, that was a slope that I just found. Yeah, there's gonna be a decent amount of phase 2 sorting done off stream, just because I'm having to go a bit slower to make sure I'm interacting with you guys, which is the main reason I do these streams. But to get as much progress as I want to get done with this before I move to university, there's a decent amount I'm gonna have to do off stream, which is fine. This is quite relaxing, honestly, when I'm not on stream. Then I get to hang out with you guys when I'm here, so... I think you might have mentioned it, Nolark, but I'm down to hear, because I'm still on the fence about making a platoon of that animated 212th trooper, or put together more prototypes and then make a custom platoon of what I feel like the 212th clone trooper should have looked like that Lego made. So yeah, I'm down to hear your theory. If your theory makes a lot of sense to me, I might go with it and just get more of the official Lego 212. Okay, that's your theory. That, I feel like that does kind of make sense, because each legion slash battalion, or each battalion and each legion slash regiment, I should say rather, have their own commander. But Commander Cody was the like head clone commander for the 7th Sky Corps. And we don't know, as far as I know, it has not been revealed what corps the 501st are part of. They're just always, it's always just said the 501st Legion and the 212th Attack Battalion or the 7th Sky Corps. It's never really said what corps the 501st are part of. So that would kind of make sense. But my question then would be like, so why then would the 501st have blue markings, whereas like the 212th were orange? Wouldn't it make sense that the whole corps would have the same markings? Like the Airborne Division or whatever they're called, 2nd Airborne Division, they're a completely different group, but they still have orange markings, showing that they're, and for like symbolic reasons or whatever, it's just to better show that Commander Cody was also their commander as well. Well, Appo became the senior commander because Rex went with Ahsoka for the 322nd whatever. But like, if it's the case that the 501st is actually a part of the 7th Sky Corps, why would they have different colors? Why wouldn't they also have orange markings? Oh, I guess that makes sense. But then the question is, did each Legion slash regiment have their own Jedi commander or Jedi general? I thought only basically the Star Corps did. Or like yeah, because even the 91st is a reconnaissance corps. I forget what the 31st Corps, like that other word is in their group, but they're a corps as well. Then you have the 327th Star Corps, which is Commander Bly and stuff. So like, yeah, it's an interesting point that you bring up, because yeah, they're not the only. There's a few other like regiment slash group, like other groups that don't have like corps that they're associated with, but it's interesting like which corps is the 501st actually a part of. It, like, I guess it would make sense. It would make sense that they're part of the 7th Corps, but like, then also with them having different color markings and Anakin being their general, like, yeah. So that each Legion slash regiment have their own Jedi general, I should say, as well as the Corps, Star Corps having a Jedi general. Could you give me an example of another Jedi General who commanded a Legion? Right now I can't think of any. So that's why it doesn't quite make sense to me, but if you could give me an example of one, that'd be awesome. That'd better help clear my confusion. I'm gonna take a second here to take a drink. I haven't had any of my snacks yet, so I might do that soon too. I figured you were. I figured... I dropped a part on my chair. There we go, I got it. I figured you were, because I know you don't like and kind of despise the canon numbers, so I figured you're going by Legends. This is totally a random comment, but I like how on the I forget how to say the name of the website, but the like J Ink Toys website, that their printed figure that they have for sale is just a Horn Company Clone Trooper torso, and then just like basically naked or non-printed white legs. Naked legs. But I thought that was funny that they're like special deal for a printed torso minifigure. It's just a Horn Company Trooper. Just because of how common those guys ended up being in that one battle pack. Same with the ARF Trooper and especially the Bomb Squad Troopers. Oh my goodness. And unfortunately, if I actually do a squad, I actually need a few more Bomb Squad Troopers. Just like 4 more. Nothing crazy. Definitely not making a platoon of those guys. Okay, see ya, Brick Film Ben. Thanks for being here for quite a bit. Have a great rest of your day, man. I guess this is also just another random thought. If you're watching the stream and you're not subscribed, I would recommend subscribing. One, because it'll definitely help this channel grow, and you'll be supporting me. But also, as a little throwback to you guys, your name will pop up on screen, and there'll be a really cool animation that plays from the 2003 Clone Wars show if you do so. So, just a little incentive there. If you do it, you get your name on screen. But truly, I'm grateful for every subscriber that's come onto this, has subscribed to this channel. It means a lot to me. Shows me that what I want to, shows me that my hobby is something that other people would like to see as well. I'm also grateful to actually slowly start becoming part of the greater LEGO Star Wars community in general by getting to know a lot of you guys. So, yeah. Little spill there, but I felt like it was necessary to share it there. Do we actually see her in episode 3? I don't quite remember seeing her in episode 3. I remember seeing her in one of the deleted scenes. But those deleted scenes are pretty iffy on being, at least in my opinion, those deleted scenes are pretty iffy on being canon. Because at least, like, for instance, Shakti dies twice in deleted scenes. And only one of those deleted scenes is actually canon. Because apparently her actual canon death is her getting poked in the back by Anakin. For whatever reason. Like, apparently she didn't notice that, or feel in the Force that Jedi were dying before he got to her room. He opens the door and she's like, "What can I do for you, Anakin?" Or Skywalker, and then he just pokes her in the back with his lightsaber. That's it. It's like, oh, that's kind of lame. Yeah, so that was probably the case then. I typically, these days, stick with canon. I know you don't. You prefer the Legends. At least for my information for, like, Star Wars content, I typically stick with canon just because it's being updated and expanded, whereas Legends has a stopping point for how much content and how many answers there are to stuff now. I don't know. From what we see of Barriss Offee in the Clone Wars show, do you get, for those of you in chat, do you think Barriss Offee was banished from the Jedi Order? Do you think she got to stay? Because in the end, it's revealed that she's the one who bombed the temple and not Ahsoka. So, and they didn't really banish her, did they? They made her leave the Order. I can't remember if that means they banished her or not. They made her leave the Jedi Order over it. So do you think they made Barriss Offee leave the Jedi Order too? I just found a tile in here as well. So all those mistakes that I made during Phase 1 are being fixed now, which is nice. I just wish I was doing this just a little bit faster, like I was yesterday. But I'm just gonna have to live with it for today. I was also kind of excited to get my other prototype, Phase 1 212th Animated Clone Trooper, done today, but it turns out the torso that I'm waiting on will be here tomorrow, which is fine as long as it's actually tomorrow. If it like starts getting delayed a bunch, I'll be super sad. But it's in like the tracking says it's already in like one town over from where I live, so it should definitely be here tomorrow. Is there actually a scene that we see her get exiled in the Clone Wars show? Well, first she did get banished from the Order, then they apologized and said that she can come back. Then she chose to leave. But at first she did get banished. And I think someone on Instagram posted a picture of like all the different Jedi who like either voted for her to not be banished and those who did. Pretty much it was only Plo Koon. It was only Plo Koon, Obi-Wan, and Anakin, and like one other, I think, who were on her side, whereas like the rest of the Order wasn't. That's why she got banished in the first place. But it was also fun. It was also interesting because the same post also showed all the Jedi who apologized to her and all the ones who didn't. And Mace Windu was one of them who didn't, along with I think 2 others. Everyone else who was on that council or on that jury, whatever they call it, apologized, except for Mace Windu and 2 other Jedi, if I remember right. I'll have to relook the post. It was interesting though to see. It was a good reminder of what actually happened. And it makes sense that Plo Koon would be on Ahsoka's side mainly, because Plo Koon's the one who found her and knows her. So he would have probably the greatest insight as to if she was actually the one who did it or not. It's also interesting to see that her view of the Jedi and what needs to happen is basically the same view that Luke had. Or the same view that Obi-Wan and Yoda eventually get after Order 66 and being in banishment and exile for a while. I feel like those 3 at least all come to like the same conclusion that yeah, that the Order was flawed, had its problems, and these are kind of the things that we can do to fix it. Just found the source. Okay. Glad you said that. I believe my question though was, is there a scene during the Clone Wars show where we see the Jedi actually exile her though? That I don't quite remember, but it would definitely make sense if she did. Because they exiled Ahsoka over the exact same thing for bombing the temple and having a few Jedi die from it. And they exile... Oh, I just messed up. They exile Ahsoka over it, so it makes sense they'd exile Barriss Offee over it as well. Also because she started turning to the dark side a little bit. Just because she was getting sick and tired of the war and stuff, or whatever it was, so... Oh, that's a special piece that shouldn't be in there. Just because I don't have a container for that. Jedi Knights commanded legions, masters were high generals, and commanded entire corps. Ah, okay. Nah, no problem, man. No problem. It's a good reminder. Oh, I messed up here. That plate should be there and not in this one. Okay. Oh, she was executed over it. Okay. I guess that makes sense because I think if I remember right, they were going to do that exact same thing to Ahsoka. So yeah. Why did I put some of these in here? They should have been in the special. The 2x4, 2x6, and 2x8 containers are quite full. The 4x4 containers getting quite full as well. Excuse me. I'm definitely gonna have to grab some bags soon to put the parts we'll continue to find in those. These go over there. Oh, if Benji, if you're still here, let me know what you think about the music. If it is what you were thinking of, if you're still here, because I remember you asked me to maybe put on some music on the streams as well. Ooh, I was looking for this special part earlier, because for those base plates I'm using to display my platoons and squads on, I'm gonna have to start prototyping like kind of a shelving device for them. I'm gonna try to do it all out of Lego as well. And there's a specific part, I guess I'll show you guys, the 1x2 modified plate that kind of fits into those slotted bricks. That's what I'm calling them, the slotted bricks that allow you to make like sliding doors and stuff. I'm gonna try and do something similar for these display stands for these platoons and squads. That way, because the reason I'm doing the project is so when I do mocks in the future, I can have like these epic scale mocks with all the figures and stuff, and have the correct troops for the scene, which I know many people are not able to do, which is fine because they don't have all the money to do such things. But for me personally, I feel like it'll definitely make my mocks stand out if that's the case, that I have all like the quote-unquote correct troops, either clones, battle droids, or stormtroopers in the scene that they're in. And yeah, also like the correct named figures that are supposed to be in the scene. I just feel like it'll make my stuff stand out for that reason. So I'm trying to make them so they can, my display stands are easily accessible and able to be pulled out, so I can grab all the whole platoon or squad that I want to use for a mock or stop motion, then I can put them back. Which over time, if I remember right, will loosen up the grip on their feet, but nah, you're good, Nilark. You're just answering my questions. It's not spamming if you're answering the streamer's questions. I know I kind of look like in some streams, I kind of look like I'm spamming, but it's just because you have that character limit that you have to fit everything in, and sometimes you can't. So you got to put it in in your next chat message, and then the next one. Just because you got a lot to say, and there's not really a good way of condensing it down into like one 244 character limit chat message. Especially when it's like a very specific question that takes a bit. Hello, G-Bricks! Welcome to the stream! I haven't seen you here before. Welcome! Right now we're doing phase 2 of my Mega Sort, which is where I am taking all of the general categories that were sorted, that parts were sorted into from phase 1, and expanding them out so each of these containers have their specific part. So like for instance, this container only holds 2x6 or 4x6s rather, and the same goes with the others. Now unfortunately for me, because I didn't want to have to do it this way, but some of these containers have multiple different types of parts in them that are similar shape, just because I ran out of these containers that I'm using, and it'll be quite a while before I can get more because they're quite expensive when you want to get more than one at a time. that's kind of why I mentioned the prototype clone trooper I've made, Nolark, and a few other things about the army building project, because I'm considering... I don't trust myself to do my own decaling, so I'm trying to decide, for those of you who have done decaling before, and those of you who have bought custom printed stuff, which one in the long run is cheaper? Overall, just buying decals. Let me set the stage. So option 1 is buying decals and then sending them to someone to do them for me, or just straight up buying custom printed parts. Which one in the long run would be cheaper and more effective for army building? Because that's what I really need to know. Because there's some figures that are gonna have to most likely be, well, there's some parts that I need just so many of them, that I'm think some of those ones are better for decaling, but there's other ones that I want that might be better for printing, so I don't know. Welcome to the stream, Brick Pigeon. How has your day been, Brick Pigeon? Hope it's been good. Right now we're working on phase 2 of the Megasort, so that's why the table looks way different. Because I'm putting specific types of parts in specific containers, whereas phase 1 was more of like general sorting, because parts were just going into general categories, whereas now we're making them more specific. By Count Dooku. It's interesting that he says that, and I know why. It kind of makes sense why, because we didn't know that Obi-Wan and General Grievous had a long history throughout the Clone Wars. But it's a little interesting now knowing that they did have a long history throughout the Clone Wars, so he would say that. It's like duh, Obi-Wan knows that already. General Grievous? Why'd you say that, my dude? Yeah, but the thing is, like I said, I don't trust myself to do the decaling myself, Nolark. So if I go the decaling route, I'd be sending those parts and the stickers or whatever to someone else to do them for me. And then probably set up a thing where if they end up messing them up, I would have them. I would hopefully they'd be willing to do another set for free or whatever. As long as like I wasn't the one who messed up, if it was on them. I am doing great. I'm a bit tired just because I tried to work out a bit harder than normal today, and my body just wasn't ready for it. Having a couple of days, because I didn't work out on Saturday or Sunday, so having those 2 days off was definitely, it made today rough for my body. So I didn't do as much as I was hoping to do. I'm hoping I can recover enough today to be able to do as much as I wanted to today, tomorrow. Are those typically cheaper? Are those typically cheaper than getting custom printed stuff? Like, yeah, custom printed parts or figures, Nolark? My other problem is, so I know a lot of you have suggested to do kind of like the Lego style. So let me show you. So that's why this guy has solid colored arms. Because I agree that many of you have said that that'd overall be cheaper in the long run. The problem, yeah, beard reveal. The problem I see is, especially with both decaled figures and custom printed figures, is they also have custom printed arms or decaled arms that are more detailed than Lego Clone Troopers typically get. So for those guys, I'd buy the figure, and then I'd still have to buy arms for those figures to replace if I want those figures to match up with all the other figures I've got, especially if I want them to match official Lego Clone Troopers and stuff. I'd have to then buy arms separately that are like full colored ones to then replace the highly detailed, decaled, or printed arms with. That's my biggest pet peeve right now that I'm seeing with a bunch of the different either the decalers out there or the custom printers out there with their custom figures and stuff, is for the direction that I've been advised by a few, or recommended by a few of you guys, and what I'm thinking to do myself anyway. Those figures are way too detailed. Also, the leg printing as well is way too detailed for the direction I want to go. So I'd have to then end up buying more parts anyway. So I think for a lot of like the named figures, at least, like I'll buy like a detailed helmet here, buy a detailed torso here if I can, and then just buy a bunch of just random Lego parts. Which is what I did for this prototype guy. That prototype guy came from, all of his parts came from like 4 different stores, including Clone Army Customs. And the legs were ones I already owned, that I had extra of. So I don't know, you might have seen my face. Pretty sure on these Phase 2 streams, you'll definitely probably see my face and or my beard way more. Just depending on if I remember to pull out all the containers I feel like we're going to get done with today or not. Just depends. Also, because I'm having to lean a lot farther, because some of these containers are quite far from where I'm sitting. So I'm having to lean a little bit more. Alright, so I'm going to have to definitely grab a bag now for 2x4s. That container's already overflowing, so I'm going to have to scoop out a few from it to make sure that the container can actually slide back into place. So now the bag that was originally holding my custom ATTE is now holding 2x4s. So now the other issues, I don't know where to put this. I guess I'll just put it on top. Nah, because that looks like they'll probably block a lot of stream. I'll put it behind me, I guess. I'm going to take another drink. Again, the issue I have though, Nolark, is I don't trust myself to do them myself. I'd have to send it to someone else. But that is true. I could buy the plain torsos or whatever, buy the sticker pack, and ship it to the person I trust to do, and then they can ship back. Or I could just send the dude who would do the decaling for me enough money that he can buy the sticker pack and the arm and the torso, then he can do, and then he can ship it to me. That sounds like that'll cost a decent amount of money though for the shipping stuff. The first option just because it's shipping things back and forth. Second option is just because I'd have to spend more up front, I guess. I don't know. This is like the things I'm trying to figure out with the army building project. It'd be a lot easier if I was just doing official clone troopers, but I want to also have... The goal is not just the official clone troopers. The goal is to have... If you guys are wondering what I'm doing, I'm just adjusting my shorts that I'm wearing. The goal isn't just official Lego clone troopers. The goal is to have the different... Have a platoon or a squad of the different groups of clone troopers. So like a platoon of the 501st, a platoon of the 212th, in their different variants. So like a platoon of the animated Phase 1 212th, a platoon of the animated Phase 2 212th, and then movie style Phase 2 212th and stuff like that. Welcome back, Clone Commander. I saw your message when it first came on stream. I was just in the middle of saying something, so I didn't say anything yet, but welcome back, my dude. The side torso is hard in my opinion. That's the thing too, like most official clone troopers don't have any side torso printing. So this is the hardest part I'm running into right now. Is because I want my clone troopers, these custom clone troopers, to look like they could have been made by Lego, official Lego. They could have been official Lego clone troopers. There's a lot of detail that cannot be included. Like like all clone troopers don't have actual printed arms. They're usually either just a plain white or they're full colored arms. Or like some clone troopers came with leg printing, some didn't. I'm gonna try and get all of my clones to have leg printing, even the official clone troopers, just because I think they'll make that look better. Because I'd either have to go all of them have none or none of them have them, because I want the consistency. And that the biggest struggle I'm having is the consistency of where do I draw the line of how Lego officially made their clone troopers and how most customizers make their. And then the other biggest problem I'm running into is making sure that I stay within a decent price range of my purchases and stuff. So I most likely won't be buying anything recently. There's one guy I'm in talks with for a custom battle droid. So, and a custom clone helmet for a animated 501st Phase 1 clone trooper prototype thing. But I might have to bail on the helmet and just do the custom battle droid. We'll have to see. And there's a few other things, but I'm definitely gonna have to hold it on the purchasing. The budget is getting quite low. And I can only make a few more excuses for these other purchases before I get cut off, if you know what I mean. So which is, I'm thinking definitely when the channel gets bigger, because I doubt it would do anything currently. But when the channel gets bigger, if people want to as well. Alright, see you when you come back, Brick Pigeon. Take a second there to answer that. See you when you come back. Is I am thinking of maybe setting up a Patreon. Which is a way that you, and for those of you who are in chat and other people, if they want to help donate to the cause of the army building project or other projects that will be done on this channel, you can donate money monthly. Always, you can always cancel your subscription as well, or your thing, whatever. But I'm not going to set that up for a while, because I feel like the channel needs to be way bigger before that happens. But those are the different thoughts, because at the current time, it's really hard to fund these projects I've got going on, because they're very intensive, honestly, because of the way that I want them done. If I could loosen up what I want, but then I feel like I would make a big mistake and then just waste more money trying to fix what I could have fixed by just being a little bit more strict with what I want. But being as strict as I am with it right now is also running into problems. So just running into these different issues I'm trying to sort out. Also with university and stuff, like I'm gonna have to make university a priority, which is fine, because the whole major goal of going to university is getting a better paying job anyway. Like, that's learning things is awesome, but the underlying main goal of university and school in general is just so you can have a better job after all that, so you can get paid more, which is a shame, because I wish it wasn't that way. Basically the whole point of school and learning stuff is just so you can get paid more money, because people will pay you more money. But that's just, from everything that I've noticed, it's just kind of, in my opinion, what it boils down to, which is super annoying. But and then you do all that hard work to get a high-paying job so you can have the money to do things, but then you're so busy doing your job, you don't have now you don't have the time to do what you wanted the money to do in the first place. So it's balancing act. And unfortunately for me, I'm kind of bad at doing balancing acts. That doesn't sound too bad. My problem, I have two minor problems. In the long run, they're major problems, but at the moment they're minor problems. So you've seen it. I'll show it off again. This 212th Trooper helmet is not exactly like how LEGO made their animated Phase 1 helmet, so it looks just a little weird when put next to them. However, if I have enough of the regular plain animated Phase 1 clone troopers, this prototype looks okay. So that's just a minor issue, that the clone helmets are just look a little weird compared to official clone helmets. The other minor issue I have is specifically dealing with the 501st. Is the 501st clone trooper helmets they sell for Phase 1 on CAC are not how Phase 1 501st clone troopers show up in the Clone Wars show. The markings are different. In the Clone Wars show, the Phase 1 501st clone troopers have markings similar to this, just in blue. Oh, can you guys not see that yet? There we go. Yeah. In the Clone Wars show, Phase 1 501st clone troopers have markings exactly like this, just in blue on their helmet. But the problem is, the minor problem I have with CSC is their Phase 1 501st troopers in animated style don't have those markings in the right spot. Their markings are they have the same markings on their Phase 1 helmets as they do on the Phase 2 helmets, which is not the case for the troopers. The troopers have their Phase 1 markings are different than their Phase 2 markings, which is why I'm in talks with the guy to try and make a custom 501st helmet so it's in the right markings, also in the right color, because in the Clone Wars show, Phase 1 501st troopers at least have like a much lighter blue on them compared to Phase 2 501st troopers. So that's just like a minor issue I have there. As far as I can tell, there might be some other issues with CAC helmets I have, but those are the two that I have currently. I haven't really looked into other corps or legions quite yet, except I know I'm definitely gonna have to get custom Coruscant Phase 1 animated Coruscant Guard torsos, because the Commander Fox torso that came out officially from LEGO is pretty close, but he has a completely red belt, whereas the other Coruscant troopers that are unnamed and stuff, and like Riaz and Jet, I think are their names, don't. They have just a normal white belt, and the signature Coruscant Guard marking on their torso. So that one I'm gonna have to get as a custom torso because the belt's wrong. Because I'm trying to get the details as closely as I can to the actual figures, but also playing within the same realm as LEGO does with their figures. So if LEGO had actually made Jet and Riaz, I believe they would have just taken the Commander Fox body and just changed the belt from being completely red to the all white like it should have been. There is an example of what they could have looked like if you've ever played the LEGO Star Wars 3, the Clone Wars game. The problem with that game though is all the clone troopers except I think one. Like, I think Captain Rex is the only exception, maybe Commander Cody, but they all have like the movie style torsos. Whereas they should have had the animated torsos, even though they had the animated helmets. Like, they were that close in their correctness to their own figures, but then they gave them the wrong torso, which is a shame. There's a container for this, but I don't know where. There it is. I messed up on a part though. Alright, what are you guys saying in chat? Well, I'm alright with it. That's why I'm okay with the animated style for the clones. Their heads, though, all my clone trooper heads I'm replacing with just no print black heads. That one reason is because I don't like the clone trooper heads the animated style or the new, or what was the new angry clone head that we've had for years now. Also because it's a little bit more accurate, because clone troopers have that black bodysuit that they wear that covers their neck. And on at least the official clone trooper helmets, you can see the neck of the helmet, or of the Lego heads. So the non-print black heads help give just a little bit more detail there. Yeah, same. So I've bought a decent amount, like those 2 platoons I just showed of both the movie style and the animated style for just plain clone troopers. All of those that are on there have non-print black heads for their heads. This is an interesting song. Yeah, those are the different problems I'm running into, chat, for the army building project. I hope to get them resolved as soon as I can. Some of them I should be able to resolve quicker than others. The biggest one that's going to be hard to resolve is obviously the money issue and the money question. Because honestly, the biggest hindrance of people having clone armies and stuff is just because it's just the money problem. A lot of people just don't have the money to do it, which is unfortunate, because I feel like that's something that should be easily affordable. Like, when I first heard there was actually going to be a 501st set, I was super excited, and I was going to buy quite a few. But then I saw the price tag, and it's $30, so that means if you buy 4 sets, that's already over $100 for only 4 sets. Then there's a decent amount of troopers, you get 4 per set, but still, that's not quite affordable enough to do some serious army building, you know? So, ooh, pardon me. Yeah. So I'm super appreciative that the Lego community was able to, I guess, pressure Lego enough to finally give us another 501st set. Maybe they should have pushed a little harder for a lower price, though. Just saying. Because that price tag, same with the General Grievous Starfighter. I recently just watched the Jang Bricks review on that and saw that the Airborne Trooper is different than the Battle Pack one. But the problem is, I would definitely buy that Airborne. I'd buy that set just for that Airborne Trooper, honestly. The problem is that specific trooper is gated by $80 per set, and you only get one. So it's like, I don't even know if I'll get one until they start going on clearance, if that set ever does. So if I do end up getting that specific trooper is going to get mixed in with the ones I got from the battle pack back in the day. And honestly, I couldn't really tell the difference until I took a closer look, so I think most people wouldn't be able to tell anyway that there's a difference between the battle pack Airborne Trooper and the new one that just came out. But if you look hard enough, there is. But from afar, especially in videos, I don't think anyone can tell, so I'm willing to combine those two together. Which is something I'm probably going to have to do for Stormtroopers and stuff, just because there's been so many different helmet molds and whatever. That's another thing. I'm trying to figure out what type of Stormtrooper like helmet and torso print I want to go for that platoon of just normal Stormtroopers and stuff. I feel like I want to do the new one that's the dual mode because it looks really awesome. But I feel like that's a little bit harder to come. That's definitely harder to come by than the old one. So all of these different things I've got to plan out. So, and if you guys have any suggestions for the army building project, let me know. I will most likely use your suggestions unless it differs too much from my vision of this project. So let me know what you guys' either thoughts, opinions, or recommendations, or tips are for it. I'm down to hear, because I could use as much advice and tips and recommendations as possible. That's true. We didn't get a battle pack because a typical battle pack is around 50. Well, back in the day, it used to be around 10. Back when like the first battle packs came out, then then because of like plastic costing more because of the whole ordeal with Lego and Shell's cooperation, I'm pretty sure that, I think that, if I remember right, that's like one of the main reasons Lego sets are more. It's just because they already use higher quality plastic than a lot of other like companies use, so that already costs more. Also, they had to drop their partnership with Shell because people were complaining because Shell's not, at that time Shell wasn't doing, according to them, Shell wasn't doing a very good job of being like green friendly because it's an oil and gasoline company. And so eventually it was enough pressure from that specific whatever group or community that I'm pretty sure Lego dropped their partnership with Shell, which also meant now they had fewer ways of getting the plastics and stuff that they needed to make the parts. So I'm pretty sure that is another reason why parts and sets cost more as well, because they're trying to give I saw your thing. I'm just going on this other little rant for a second. I was gonna answer, but then I went on this rant. I'll get back to your thing. So don't tell me yet, no art. I'm just gonna finish what I was saying first, and I'll get back to it. But I'm pretty sure that's another reason why Lego sets cost more these days. Also, I believe that's the same reason why sets typically have less parts and less figures in them, is just because of all the drama that happened well, now it's a few years ago, but a couple of years when I first noticed it or saw things about it. I hope that kind of made sense, my point of view of like why stuff is more expensive these days. Hopefully that did. If not, I can try to re-explain it later. But okay, let's see. It only came in one set, and it's the most accurate to the Rise of Skywalker. Let's see, so P2 clone troopers that Lego's ever made. So now there's that new one in the Airborne set for Airborne troopers. There's the new one for 501st troopers. Then there's basically the same torso they've used for both Phase 1 and Phase 2 movie style clones. That's basically the same torso, just they add different colors and different things on it, but the base layer print is the same. Yeah, I said Revenge of the Sith. Did I not? I think I did. If I didn't, let me know. So I'm going to say, and it only came in one set. What set would that be? I own quite a bit of the sets that came with Clone Troopers. There's only a few that escaped my grasp at the time. One of those being the Coruscant gun, or the police gunship set that comes with like the only set that come with a Phase 2 Shock Trooper in animated style. That's, I don't think, okay. Oh, I said Rise of Skywalker, my bad. Sorry. Those two acronyms I keep messing up on because there's only the difference of one letter, because Rise of Skywalker's I've seen is typically shortened down to ROS, and the Revenge of the Sith has the T. So sometimes I get those two confused. To you guys it probably doesn't make sense why I get those confused, but I do. So my apologies. Okay, I'm gonna ask for a hint, Nolark, and this will help cut about half of my ideas in half. Is the torso in animated style or movie style print? Is it movie style print or animated style print? I can't believe we're actually almost done with this container. I thought we'd never get through it. But we're definitely not going to be able to get through the next one, because I think it's taken almost the whole time so far. Movie style. Okay, so that cuts about all my suggestions in half. So let's see. There's so far the ones that I know of that were made in movie style. Oh, I think there's, as far as I'm aware, there's only been 2 different variants of the movie style, unless, Well, there's 3. Is it the, is it the OG movie style? No Lark? That style came out in more than one set, though, so I don't think so. But is that it? That's my first guess. OG movie style clone torso. Is that it? Man, I like these type of questions. If you guys can come up with more like this is awesome. It's giving me a lot to think about. And I feel like I'm being a little bit more interactive with you guys. I apologize if me saying guys isn't like offensive or anything. I just don't know what else to call you besides call all of you in chat besides just chat. So yeah, I'm getting close. It's not the OG. Okay, so I can only think of two different styles that Lego has done for a movie, and that's either the brand new one coming out for the 501st Troopers, or it's the one that they currently had before from like 2013 on until 2020, of course. So is it the previous one? The one that ran from 2013 to 2020? That came in a bunch of those sets from 2013? Is that it? It's new. What? Okay, well, I'm stumped. What is it then? Because you said it wasn't animated style, and I can only think of 3 different styles of the movie print that Lego's done, which was the OG, the 2013 to like 2020, and now the new one. I'm very curious. You're dropping some heavy knowledge on me, Nolark. I'm actually very excited for it. So I'm impatiently waiting for your response. Unless this was all just a not duck hunt, goose hunt, whatever. If that was all just a red herring and you're about to tell me it's actually animated style. I think I have the trooper you're talking about. Maybe. Let me see. I'm gonna take 1 second from sorting and see if I have the one you're talking about. Okay, well, I'm not sure what I did with it. I had one that looked a little bit close. I'm pretty sure I have the one you're talking about. Let me see if I can go through this other pile and find it. Yeah, that's the one. Are you talking about... Because I did completely forget about this one. So it makes sense. Are you talking about this one that came in that one Swamp Speeder set that had... It's basically the OG version, just with slightly different printing on the helmet, and basically, I don't know. The only thing I can tell is that the printing on the torso has sharper black lines than the OG version. Is this the one you're talking about? I know my webcam is doing a terrible job of actually picking it up because it won't focus on it, but is that the one you're talking about? I don't know how I got that one, if that is the one you're talking about, but I don't remember how, but I have him. If, of course, that's the one you're talking about. This container especially, I don't know if you can see it, that has my 4x4s. I'm also putting the new 3x3s in there as well, because I don't have enough of those specifically to dedicate an entire container to. It's different? It's got a different mold? What? Let me see. Because I have some of the OG Troopers as well. Is it a different mold? Oh, okay. There's like one thing different that I can notice. So let me put this container back and I'll show. And see if Nolark can correct me or not. So here's what the OG Phase 2 Clone Troopers back of the helmet looks like. It's got like that dome. Oh, you can barely see it. It's got that dome. I'm trying to angle it so the lighting kind of shows it. Anyway, on the very back of the helmet, there's like this bulbous dome thing, whereas on the one that Nolark is talking about, the only one that I've got, it doesn't have the dome thing on the back of the helmet. I just sat here looking at both of them side by side, and that's literally the only thing I can see that's different. So, is that the only difference in the mold, Nolark, or is there another like super small difference? Because that was the only one that I could see. Are you sure? I don't think so. All of my other OG helmets have all my other OG Phase 2 Clone Troopers have the dome, whereas the one that's on this one trooper I have does not. That's on the newer printing. Okay, yeah, there's more of a difference in the printings than I first thought, I should say. Yeah, there's actually a decent change on the back. Yeah. So yes, I have one of that specific clone trooper. You're saying that's the most accurate to the film? That's interesting then. That would be a very hard torso to get more of though. I think when the stream's done, I'll go through all these containers that are kind of overflowing and put them in bags. Or I'll like take all the parts that are in these containers overflowing, put those in a bag, so next stream there's just an empty container here. I think that's what I'll do. That'll make it easier on my end. I don't know what we're listening to. It's kind of cool. I wish it'd get to the next part of the song though. The belt type, huh? I guess that makes sense, yeah. I don't have any of the 2013 troopers in that container. Well, also, I just want to get more sorting done, so I won't do any more comparing, but that's interesting. How did you find that out, Nolark? Did you just spend a lot of time comparing all the different torsos or all the different troopers to the movie? That's very interesting to know. Yeah, P2 2013 or that era and movie style and P1s are the same. I'm just saying at the current moment, when I said that, I backtracked. I do have some more. I do have some 2013 clones next to that 2009 one. I just want to get back to sorting so we can actually get this container done on stream. So I'm going to be done comparing troopers, but that's kind of cool to know. Thank you. You were having a debate. Man. So you have the 2009 one, I assume? That's how you figured out? How many of the 2009 P2 Clone Trooper do you have? Now knowing that that's the most accurate, now I wish LEGO would have used that torso in more sets. So it'd be a little bit more common. Oh, one's super cracked. That's unfortunate. I don't know. I don't have any tips and tricks of how to fix cracked troopers, but I bet there's some information on the YouTubes. Maybe. Oh, is this a unique plate that I don't have a container for? Please don't be. Ah. Oh, what the? Oh, okay, I just made a mistake. Okay, never mind. I just made a mistake with this plate by putting in the wrong container. So it made it hard to tell where the that dark green plate was supposed to go. I like this song. I can't tell what, I don't know what genre I'd put it in, but I like it. Like, it's like Egyptian techno. It's interesting. But yeah, if anyone else in chat has any other like cool questions or trivia things you want to say like that or were like that, please type that in chat. That's super awesome for me to now know. I won't be able to ever use it unless I end up in the same debate that Nolark found himself in, but it's super cool to know. Add that to my tidbit list of stuff that I know. That's totally understandable. That's why that's not the only reason why I was at your stream, Nolark, before I started my RC one. I like your streams. It also helps that I'm a mod on your stream, so I'm there to help support and make sure there's no craziness happening in your chat. If Coconut, you think he's gonna be streaming tonight? Today's Monday. Typically he streams Monday or Wednesdays and Saturdays. If he's actually streaming, if he starts streaming right as this stream is about to end, or if he starts streaming as this stream is still going, I'm gonna try to do a raid thing, which basically here on YouTube means I'll just put the link to his stream in the chat, and then we'll just all move over there. I'll see though. I'll double check before I end the stream if he's actually streaming at the same time or not as well. Then we'll try to set up something cool to say. We'll try and come up with something cool to say when we all hop over to his stream. But that is implying that he's actually streaming at the around the same time. Sorry if I just got a lot louder for a second. I just moved way closer to the microphone. Also, you got to see my face for a second. So that's my face. Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, he's starting that this week? Oh. For some reason I thought maybe he was doing that next week. Like, you're talking about he's going to start doing those streams where the chat basically decides everything, right? If so, I'm actually super excited. This week is going to be great. Hopefully I can get all the stuff, all the projects and stuff that I'm working on to, or get enough like of my YouTube videos set up and backlogged that I can participate a ton in this other stuff. Also get stuff prepared for university, because that's gonna be very important here soon. Okay, yeah. I'm super excited. So before we end this stream, I'll double check if he's actually streaming at the same time. If he is, we'll go raid him. Which is just, it's a Twitch term for having the streamer and his or her audience just moving from that streamer's stream to another stream. For those of you who are in chat and aren't familiar with Twitch. I like this song. I pretty much like all of the Fat Rat songs. There's just a few I don't listen to too much. Oh, okay. You can let me know then, Nolark. Do you have it set up for a notification for when his stream starts 30 minutes or like starts in 30 minutes, or just when his streams actually start? Oh, okay. Just gonna take a second to clear some notifications that I don't need to actually look at after stream. I've got one notification I actually need to look at after stream. But besides that, should be good. Just thinking out loud here for a second, just seeing how much progress we've actually made on phase 2 during the stream and how much progress I made not on stream. It's looking like majority of the progress is going to happen off stream. Which is a bit sad, because I was hoping you guys would be here for a lot of it, but You'll probably, I'll stream, the stream ones will be more more interactive and more fun for me, but a lot of the progress is probably going to be done off stream. Ah, okay. The only thing I'm not looking forward to is when all of phase 2 for the plates is over, going through all these one by one rounded studs and pulling out all the translucent ones, like all the light trans blue studs that I typically use for water. Just because it was a pain to do it in the first place when I sorted a long time ago. Now I have to do it again for some. That I'm not looking forward to, but I'm super happy to know this will eventually all be done, and I'll never have to organize my collection like this again. I just have to make sure I keep it organized every time I'm done with a project and stuff. That way I never have to do this mega sort ever again. These are 1x4s. Alright, here's a question for you, chat, just because there's no one really saying anything at the moment. Who is your favorite clone trooper? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Nolark, but for chat, for you guys, what is your I keep saying what? Clones are people, dang it. Who is your favorite clone trooper? I'll see what you guys have to say for some of your favorites, and then I'll start saying who my favorites are. Well, we're almost done. And then I'm not sure if we'll start the next container or not. I haven't decided yet. But there we go, this one's done. Literally has Alpha in his name. Yeah, I remember you said he was your favorite. I am a bit bummed that he didn't show up in the Clone Wars show just because of the whole, there's already a ton of characters named Ace. Let's have the clone captain for the 501st be named something else, but I do like Captain Rex. I'd say Captain Rex and Commander Cody are my favorite, like, Captain/Commander clones. I think my favorite, just normal kind of clones, is either got to be, like, Echo and Fives, or Boyle and Waxer. For Clone Commandos, obviously my favorite is, I like Scorch the most out of the group. Yeah, they could have fixed it by not having it be an Anakin and Obi-Wan story, but I'm glad they went that direction though. It helped flesh out their characters even more, and like their different. I don't know. I liked it. Honestly, I would have liked it if it was Anakin and Obi-Wan's story, or if it was, or if it wasn't. I don't seem to remember that scene, Nolark. I did find a very funny scene. I don't know if it's the same one you're talking about, but there's a scene in episode 3 during the Battle of Utapau where in like the bottom left in the bottom left corner of one of the scenes where Obi-Wan's the focus, there's a clone trooper you can see that just whacks the back of a battle droid's head with his blaster rifle, and I thought that was pretty funny. I'm not sure if that's the same scene you're talking about, but I thought the one I found was pretty funny. First of all, welcome to the stream, Lego Boy 88. Thank you for being here. And no, I live in America, so the 501st Battle Packs, or rather the 501st set, is not released here yet. Or if it is, I haven't gone out and hunted for it yet, because I'm not going to be one of those people that goes out hunting for it. As much as I love the 501st and I want that set desperately, I'm not going to be one of those people that hunts it down. If it's sold out within minutes like it's been in like other countries, I will just wait a few months. Like, it's not going to go anywhere very fast. Like, they'll keep restocking it as soon as they can, I'm pretty sure. I think we're... Wait, so is there an... Is there... Oh, there was another scene like that. What? Do you have a timestamp for it? Wait, why is the closest... Well, okay, that makes sense that the closest one, like the shop that sells it, is 3 hours away from you, but why is it $40? The set itself is only supposed to be 30. At least on Lego... At least in USD, on Lego.com, when I have it on my wish list, it said it was only supposed to be $29.99. Why is the one you're looking for? Why is the one that's closest to you 40? Oh, really? Oh man, I guess I pay too much attention to the clone jumping on the crab droid. I'll have to go back to that scene and see if I can see the clone you're talking about. That box is a battle droid. All right. We'll start a little bit of this next container. This one, I believe, has a bunch of gunship parts in it, so it will, it'll be a lot of white parts, a lot of white plates. Huh, that's very curious. If you don't mind me asking, Lego Boy, what store is it that's selling that set, and why? Oh, you already said. I just missed it. Oh, Learning Express. I can't remember if I've seen that store before, but I've seen stores like that. Yeah. It's like... Learning Express is one of those stores that's not really... That doesn't really cater to Lego sets, right? It's more just like general... I would say, in my opinion, kind of like baby toys. But they also happen to carry other toys like Lego. So that would make sense that they would mark it up, but yeah. Why do I need to watch MNR's latest vlog? Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of his videos unless he's doing mock videos or showcasing mocks. I'm not a big fan of his vlogs, vlog-like videos and stuff. This might sound a little weird, but I personally don't really... How do I say this without it sounding really weird? I go to those type of channels, Lego Star Wars channels, for Lego Star Wars. My channel is a little different because I've set it up to be a variety channel. Like, it's called Clone Plays, but it has Lego videos on it, Lego Star Wars videos on it. So it has Lego Star Wars and gaming stuff. But for channels that typically... Because I remember back in the day, MNR was mainly just Lego Star Wars content with different mocks and stuff. So I'm not that interested in his vlogs and stuff. Same with Solid Brick Studios. I'm more interested in how he thinks about Lego and Lego Star Wars, and how he can come up with all those different designs and put them together and make epic things. I personally am not that interested in learning like how he has a girlfriend, what their real names are. I really don't care about knowing their real names, even though most people now do. I'm not really interested in their personal lives, if that makes sense. I'm more interested in the content that they post on their channel, for which both of those are mainly Lego Star Wars. Well, from M&R in the past and Solid Brick Studios typically is Lego Star Wars mocks and sometimes the reviews, albeit there's so many people who do reviews. I typically only watch one person's review and call it good on the set, because most people who do reviews all kind of do like the same format for them, which is why on this channel I typically don't do any reviews. I did in the past on my old Lego Star Wars channel. I think I have like 1 or 2 posted on this one, but it's just something that so many people do. I don't see how that can help your channel stand out. unless you super enjoy doing reviews, I would if you have a Lego Star Wars channel and you want to try and help people find it, unless you super love doing reviews, I'd say don't do reviews. Or do reviews on like custom stuff, because custom stuff is a little harder to find reviews on. Or make your own mock, or make your own custom vehicle or whatever and do a review on it. That stuff stands out more than doing reviews on Lego Star Wars sets, because you already are, with that in mind, you're kind of, which is unfortunate, kind of competing with Jang Bricks, Solid Brick Studios, M&R Productions, and other people, the big Lego channels on YouTube, which is unfortunate because we shouldn't be competing with one another. We should be helping one another. But I feel like most people are like me. I only watch one person's review on a set and call it good. I'm not going to watch a bunch of reviews on the same set, because there's not too much to say on a set that one person can say differently than another person has already said. So I know I'm missing a lot of chat. Let me catch back up on it. Yeah, and that makes sense. Lego Boy 88. It's literally in your name. Lego Boy 88. I've set my channel up to be a little bit different, because as much as I love Lego and Lego Star Wars, my other big passions besides like more like the typical ones, like I love my family and overall my friends and stuff like that. But as far as my hobbies are concerned, my biggest passions is Lego Star Wars and gaming. So I felt like it'd be unfair to my gaming hobbies if I only did Lego Star Wars on this channel, and vice versa. In the past, I had two channels, one that was dedicated to Lego Star Wars and one that was gaming, and both kind of suffered because I had to work on two different channels. Whereas on this one, because it's just a variety channel for both, I only have to focus on the one channel. Whereas I'm still doing different videos, like gaming videos and Lego Star Wars videos, but I only have to deal with one channel's like analytics and stuff, YouTube stuff. Whereas before I was having to deal with two, and because of that, they both suffered. Whereas now I only have the one to worry about. Oh, that's a good question. How many figs do I have in total? I haven't counted recently. Last time I counted all my Star Wars figs was back in like 2016. Back then I have over, I want to say I have over 500. I can't remember the official number I counted. Back in 2016 I had over 500. Now I have quite a few more, so I'd say around that same number. I have enough that I can kind of show it off because I still have it over here. I have enough that on this one base plate, I have an entire clone platoon of the movie style here on the right side, and almost a full platoon of animated style clone troopers. And a platoon in canon right now is 41. So there's 41 and movie style clone troopers on this side, and almost 41 on this side. Just missing this one row and 4 helmets, and that would be 41 there. So that's just for those. All of my other clones, I have quite a few less, but I'm currently working on an army building project to boost that up. So yeah. As far as like all my other armies, like I do have a battle droid army and a decently sized First Order and Imperial Army. I don't quite know, because Clone Wars and especially the clones are my favorite, so those I count up regularly. But yeah, of the 800 to 900 figs you've got, Lego Boy, how many of those are clone troopers? I just saw that there was a printed or a stickered part in this container, so I threw it in the printed part container that I've got off in the distance, off camera. Oh, what's up? Oh, okay, well, You just came at a bad time. Just saw that it's past 5 o'clock for me, so I'm about to wrap up my stream. But what's up, dude? How's your day been, SW? I'm glad you saw that link I sent you. I'm excited for whenever you, me, Nolark, and Coconut can sit down and do that. Not gonna say what, but I'm excited for when we can actually sit down and do the stuff. Right now, if you're gonna ask how I'm doing, right now I'm doing good. Right now we're just this is what my phase 2 of my Lego sorting project looks like. All of these containers typically have one unique part in it. So like for instance, this one only has 4x6s. Some of these have more than one type. Like this one has 1x3 wings and 1x4 wings, just because I had to combine up a few things. It's because you live in England and I live in the west of the United States, so we have a big time difference between us. So it'll probably happen every time for my Lego streams, SW, but Thursday night around 6 p.m. my time, which is Mountain Standard Time, I'll be doing Republic Commando, so you might be able to make it to that one. See ya, Lego boy. I'm about to end the stream anyway. I'm going to take this opportunity to see if there's someone in the Lego Star Wars community I can raid who's streaming. I don't really see anyone. Yeah, I don't really see anyone except for Solid Brick Studios. So I think we're gonna go raid him. So let me see if I can get the link for that. Copy link. Paste that in chat. So if you want to join me, let's all head over to Solid Brick Studios. Give him on Twitch, it's called a raid. I don't know what you really call it here on YouTube, so I just keep calling it a raid. And when you show up, just write, I guess, Clone Plays raid. I don't know. We need to come up with something better, but for now, let's all go raid him and say Clone Plays raid. I'll be in the chat, his chat for a little bit, but then I'll take off. So there's the link. I'll post it in there again, and for a third time. So let's all head over there, and yeah, thanks for being on the stream. I'm gonna end my stream right here though. So thank you all. Let's all go raid him. Let's all go raid Solid.